Hello everyone, welcome to Indian Economy by Aman Soni. In today's news hour, we shall be discussing the important articles related to economy from the Hindu newspaper. In page 1, there is a news about India-UK trade agreement and the probable FTA in the future. On the visit of UK's Prime Minister to India, there was a India-UK Defence Partnership Agreement and the discussions for the future free trade agreements also took place. Previously, we have been reading in the news hour that India concluded a free trade agreement with UAE and recently with Australia too. Now India is in negotiations for a free trade agreement with UK and it is going to come up in the future. Now in order to help the Indian imports to India, UK is creating a OGEL. What is OGEL? It is Open General Export License. Because if we want to import some defense good from UK, earlier we had to go through too many bureaucratic processes and various clearances which would take a lot of time, and the time for delivery also used to get delayed because of so many permissions that need to be taken. Now India is going to get the OGEL from UK, that is the Open General Export License. So because of which we need not take as many permissions, because this is like a general agreement which says you can import directly and the permissions required will be very minimal. So what would happen because of that? The bureaucratic red tapeism will reduce and the delivery time will quicken up, because the number of permissions required will reduce, the number of tables that the file has to move through will reduce, and because we are getting a general agreement license, the delivery time and the import time will reduce. And both the countries also agreed to collaborate and work on various technologies relating to climate change and energy security, and to meet the new threats that are going to arise from the land, sea, air, space and cyber security domains. The news is continued on page 10. So as we just discussed, the OGL will help India to reduce the time that we need to import. We will reduce the delivery time so that we can import at a quicker pace. And we need to note here that UK has not given this OGL license to anybody in the Indo-Pacific region, and if India is going to get it, India will be the first country in the Indo-Pacific region to get the OGL from UK. The UK also vowed that it is going to support India in its self-reliance manufacturing, that is Atmanirbhar manufacturing, and by providing the technology and various developmental assistance. That's about India-UK defense trade. And now there are the negotiations for the free trade agreement is happening, and in very soon, by this end of the year, probably we'll have a free trade agreement with UK too. Very recently we signed an agreement with UAE and Australia. In page 11, there is a news about the defense minister rolling up new schemes for the defense startups. So what are the new schemes? Under the DIF Connect, that is the Defense Connect 2.0, various new initiatives were launched by the defense minister, and one of them is IDEX Prime, is Innovations for Defense Excellence Prime, and the DISC 6, that is the 6th Defense India Startup Challenge. So both these will help in encouraging the defense startups. For example, the IDEX Prime, the Innovations for Defense Excellence Prime, will support the projects which require assistance more than 1.5 crore and up to 10 crore. So for all the startups which require a capital of more than 1.45 crore to 10 crore, assistance would be given, and these startups would be helped to grow in the defense sector. And if we take the DISC 6, that is the Defense India Startup Challenge, there will be various problem statements given to the people participating in it, and people would be asked to, through the innovation, they will be asked to get solutions using the artificial intelligence, advanced imaging resonance, sensor security systems, and a person who wins that will get again assistance through the IDEX Prime. And why do we need this? Because we need to strengthen our security to meet the new challenges that are arising because of the changing world order. And what best than to deal it by using the emerging technologies like the artificial intelligence, IoT, advanced imaging, sensor systems, and using these disruptive technologies that we are looking in the market, the key requirement to handle the new threats and challenges of the future will be met. That is why the defense minister has come up with the IDEX Prime and DISC 6, that is Defense India Startup Challenge. In the business page, there is not much news that is relevant for the exam today. You can skip this news about the future lending and Reliance issue. Again, LIC IPO issue is on pause because of the market situations which are not favorable currently to go for an IPO. So if you have just known the basics about what is IPO, what is FPO, and how much LIC is going to raise, all that, you can skip this article. Here, until now, we were discussing about how the Russia-Ukraine conflict used to impact the Indian economy adversely. But at the same time, everything does not have a negative picture. There will be some positive gainers also. And here, one of the positive gainers is the engineering sector in India. Because the sanctions are imposed on Russia, it brings opportunity for engineering exports from India. The share of the engineering in total merchandise exports is almost 26%, that is almost one fourth. And the top 25 exporting destinations from India are USA, UAE, China, Germany, Italy, etc. And because of the pandemic and the rising COVID cases in China currently, the exports to China have reduced, but the engineering products exports have risen more than by 46% during the financial year 2022. And earlier the government had set a target of $107 billion. Now the trade almost went up to $112 billion. So we have exceeded the limit that the government has set, the target that the government has set. And generally what comes under this engineering goods export? It relates to the goods which are related to the metal products manufacturing, industrial machinery, industrial equipment, automobiles, automobile components, transportation equipment, and all other heavy machinery, etc. But at the same time, there are various challenges that the global economy is going through. The rising cases in COVID, which will disrupt the supply chain again, and the inflationary pressure in the USA, real estate instability in China, and the rising steel prices in India, and the rising coal shortage in India. All this will act as a bottleneck for the exports. But we have an opportunity if we use the opportunity properly. Now currently the engineering exports almost contribute to 26% in the merchandise exports, that is the goods exports. We can increase this share, and the other positive aspect being we have already exceeded the target that the government has set. Again, we can skip this news regarding Sundaram Fasteners, tech startup, Adani. There is not much news today in the paper. That's all about the economy news. Thank you so much.